and training in a martial arts gym, or instructing in one. Just a couple tips here. I mean, nothing life-changing, except for that coronavirus. We're going to talk a little bit about that too. All right. So thanks for coming, guys. First of all, please subscribe to this channel. I promise I'm going to give you a shit ton of great advice. And check in if you want to train with the Pit and do exactly what my guys do here at the Pit in Arroyo Grande. Both my MMA fighters, UFC champions, and my regular belt students. Check this description and there will be a link. Okay. So the Pit is, you can do online training. Again, you know what's good about the online training too? Not only do you can belt all the way from white to black. And anyone that says, oh, you're selling out. Really? Try to get your black belt through me and find out how much you're selling out. Try to do it and not be in shape. You still have to work on the same techniques and the same exercises that my on in-house students do. So there's no I feel good about it. I like what we got going right now, and we have an online program and we have some belts going. And anyway, so is anybody on here like right now? Anyway, if you are, that's great. If not, whatever. Okay, so coronavirus all over. How do you prevent it? Okay, there's a lot of ways because it is airborne. So breathing in. Hey, what's up, Nicholas? Breathing in all kind of people's coughing and shit isn't a good thing. Like my wife, she'll like just turn. We'll be in bed watching TV, and she could be sick. She'll turn to me and cough. Like it's. Don't let anyone do that but your wife. I'm telling you that right now. And try to stay out of unnecessary groups if you can. I think you should still train, and I think you should still be strong. I think you're, besides washing your hands and not inhaling a bunch of corona virus, okay, directly, I think the best way to prevent it is stay strong. Stay fucking strong. Stronger people are harder to kill. You cannot doubt that. And I'm not saying you should be strong and then go, inhale the virus on purpose. No, you should avoid inhaling the virus. You should wash your hands. But being strong is a huge, huge benefit in staying alive and staying healthy. So I say keep training. All right. I really do. So that's one of the things I want to talk about. If we got any questions, personally message me. You know what? I'm not really great on, to be honest, I'm not really great on YouTube responding to my comments. I promise I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just not good, but I am really good on responding to my my Instagram. So if you wanna ask me anything, I will respond on Instagram. And there it is right there. Did you guys get it? I think, okay, there it is. So that's my Instagram, and I will respond, I promise, if you personally message me. All right? So we talked about coronavirus, so they'll stay strong. Stronger people are harder to kill, guys. Stronger people are healthier. Stronger people are more vibrant. Stronger people are more resilient. And I'm not saying, oh, be strong and go out and inject yourself with the coronavirus and you'll live because you're stronger. No, but I'm saying do all the other precautions, all right? But stay strong too and train. You can't just be isolated in your house, like looking out the window, peeing in the, like that movie Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead, right? Peeing in a gallon container and looking out the window, hoping the virus doesn't come and get you, and then stay alone the rest of your life. So get out there and train, guys. Get out there and train. Okay, let's talk about training partners. Okay. Training partners are very important in your success in your training and in your pleasure and enjoyment of training. If you have a shitty sparring partner, like I used to have shitty sparring partners sometimes, and it just turned into a fucking war every time. It's not like that now as much, with all the CTE stuff and but there was guys where we would just beat the shit out of each other. I mean, I've been in gyms where I spar and I've had the owner of the gym say, you're not welcome back, or you guys can't ever spar again. I've had both of those things happen to me. Because when you're sparring, right, you could be sparring, since you two like to speak, why am I making it? Let's talk about that in a sec, Nicholas. But then there's always that guy, and it's a macho thing. Even if you're grappling, it could be wrestling, could be jiu-jitsu. Some guy goes a little too hard, cranks something a little too much. Next thing you know, you guys are going at it. Next thing you know, somebody has a dislocated shoulder or torn rotator cuff. And in sparring, somebody, same thing. They're punching, boom. Next thing you know, one guy's cut or one guy's knocked out. It's a terrible experience. What do you do when there's a guy that's just that guy? You spar them, he always wants to go too hard. Or if you got a kids class, you spar that kid, and there's always that kid that goes too hard. First of all, if you're the instructor, you have to watch sparring all the time. You have to make sure that that they're sparring and not one guy's not bullying the other. Okay, and if there is that one bully, find your better guy and let them go at it a little harder. Okay, then that bully might get humbled a little bit, and he might realize that you can have a little talk to him and just say, bro, the golden rule of sparring is hit as hard as you want to be hit. Grapple as hard as you want to be grappled. Okay? So I've had a couple guys in the UFC lately, and Bellator and PFL. But to be honest, Brian, once Chuck retired, I wanted to retire because I've been doing this since 1974. But I still have a few guys left. Like I have Glover going in April, and I have a couple guys in the Bellator and a couple guys PFL. But I'm not taking on new people. So I'm only having the people that have been with me for a long time. I got a guy named Isaiah Rocha, Isaiah Hughes, got a guy named Marvin, a girl named Gabby, a guy named Castle. So I got some guys coming up, but I also have, I'm working with Court still, working with Glover still, etc. Ramsey, Ninja. So that's what I'm doing. But I'm trying to just teach martial arts and fitness and self-defense and do online stuff where I can reach more people. I've just been in the fight game too long, but I appreciate your support, and I'm still around, man. And I said, if anybody wants to train, do the Pit online, I will have a link on this video. So if there's a kid that's going too hard, this sounds rude, but if there's a little kid sparring with a bigger kid and the little kid thinks he can just tee off on the bigger kid, let the bigger kid know. Whack the littler kid, back. Whack him back. And teach him real quick that it's not okay to do that. I'm not saying hit him with a freaking hammer or stab him in the heart, but hit him back. It's okay to get hit. You're not going to break. These people aren't going to break. They're not made of China. But if some little kid thinks he can just be that guy, show him that he can. And if you got grown-ups and there's one kind of bullying guy, find one of your fighters or one of your top guys and have them show that guy, hey, this is what it feels like, bro. Don't do that. And talk to him too and tell him, we're sparring, bro. We're just trying to get better. You don't have to beat the shit out of each other, because you don't learn that way. You really don't. You don't get tougher that way, and you don't learn more that way. It's a terrible way to do it. But sometimes people have to be taught a lesson and not always told. Some people respond better to, getting a whack. And if it's a kid and the guy hits him back a little bit, he'll survive. And he'll realize, oh shit, I can't be a bully. And then he'll get tougher and realize when he's the bigger guy, that he's going to go easy on the littler guy. You know what I mean? Because if that littler guy gets away with it all the time, then when he gets to be the bigger guy, he's going to beat up on the littler guy. It's just kind of a bully mentality. So anyway, guys, shalom. That's all I got to say about that. It's sparring is the golden rule. Hit as hard as you want to be hit. Hey, thank you, Brian. I really appreciate that. Where you from, brother? And Nicholas, let's see. Why are white men giving up their countries? We come from great ancestors. I believe I agree 100% with we come from great ancestors. But then I think Asians come from great ancestors. Blacks come from great. All races come from great ancestors. But I don't know what countries we're giving up. I don't think we should give special attention to blacks, but I don't think we should give special attention to whites either. I think we should all be treated the same. I don't think there should be a black anything, a white anything, an Asian anything. I don't even think there should be a woman's anything. I think it should be just an anything. That's how I think it should be handled. So that might not be politically correct, but I think no matter what color you are, I think you come from great ancestors and you made it this far, so you must come from pretty good DNA, right? And I think whites are great, but I think blacks are great too, and Mexicans and Asians and Polynesians and I don't think it should differentiate. I don't think anything should be differentiated ever. As far as how much power to you. You know what I do, Mojo? I don't think you should hit hard to the head at all. It does not give you any kind of skill. It doesn't teach you anything, but you have so many hits in you. Your chin has so many hits. So unless you get knocked out the first time you spar and you realize you don't have a chin at all, a lot of people don't, then you realize you shouldn't be a fighter. But if you do have a good chin and you get hit all the time in sparring, every time you get hit, the chin gets a little weaker and weaker and weaker, and you get knocked out easier in sparring or in the fight than you would if you didn't even spar at all. So I believe in drilling, and when they spar, I do everything on a percentage. So I say go 2% to the face, 98% to the body, and 6% to the legs. Bing. Okay, that's how I like my guys to spar. I still want them to make contact with the face, because if they don't, people tend to they don't defend it anymore. Like Kyoshi Shinkai guys, they hit so hard to the body that they just defend their body, but then they throw a kick once in a while to the head, but they're not used to keeping their hands up because they do most of the hard shots to the body. So I think we should hit to the face very lightly, 2%. Body 98%, because you could dig to the body, and then 6% to the legs, because if you go too hard to the legs, leg kicks and etc., they're gonna always have beat up legs. So it just makes no sense. You don't get tougher by getting hit more. You really don't. You're either tough or you're not. Okay? Any more questions on that? Any more questions at all? I think it's a good conversation. So I'm going to cut it right about now. If you got any more questions, okay. Yeah, and we were known for that at the pit. I think if you heard anything about the pit, we were known for having the hardest sparring around. Our black belt test was crazy. There was cuts and blood and shit. My green belt test, there was cuts and blood, But over the years, I realized, man, I'm losing students. They're not having fun. I'm not making them any tougher. I mean, my success rate as a trainer has gone up since I've stopped the sparring and done only almost exclusively drilling. very little sparring, and very light sparring. And my guys are tougher, stronger, faster. They're better. You don't have to. You only have so many shots in the chin, right? The brain starts going, and you start getting knocked out more. That's what I think. Conditioning is huge. We do so much conditioning, it's not even funny. Weak legs. I would do a lot of movement and try to outbox him and pick his legs apart from the outside. But you have to watch out, because if they come in with an overhand right and you're doing a leg kick with your arms down here, you get caught with an overhand right, you're going to get knocked out. Never trade a leg kick for a punch, ever. Yeah, evolving. We're evolving like crazy. I think coronavirus, stay strong. I think you should stay training and stay strong. Don't suck it in. Don't have sex with someone with coronavirus. Don't go and try to stay away from crowds. But you can't always. I mean, we got to work. We got to go to work. Sometimes you got to take a subway. You got to get on a plane and go to work. I mean, so you can't just stay home and hide. So there's certain things you're going to have to do. So just minimize that as much as you can. Wash your hands all the time. Don't shake hands at all. Knucks or elbows to everyone. And train. Keep training. Stronger people live longer. Stronger people are more resilient and resistant to disease. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah, and we don't either. And we condition like crazy. Sometimes I'll just do burpees and bag, burpees and bag, burpees and bag for 15 minutes. And the guys are crazy tired, but they're used to punching when they're exhausted because they've done so much burpees on the mat. Then they hit the bag, they're exhausted, but they got it. Their muscle memory now is used to punching when you're exhausted. Then in the fight, when you're rocked or you're exhausted, your punching is going to be that much better. We do the same with takedowns. We get them exhausted, then we do takedowns. We get them exhausted, then we do mount escapes. And conditioning is very important. What would be a good exercise for legs? Someone on their feet all day at work. There's nothing better than squats, hills, stairs, right? Squats, hills, and stairs. It's the best for legs. Squats, either with weight or air squats. Hills, climbing hills, running hills, hiking up a hill, or stairs. Best for legs. And I got to get out of here, guys. Got any more questions? Anyway, all right, guys. Well, thanks for coming, and stay with your training. Please subscribe and tell everyone to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because it is really good. It really is. I'm serious. And if you want to join without getting coronavirus, you can get your black belt at the Pit. Without getting your coronavirus, you can get your black belt at the Pit by the message is in the description. All right, guys. Thanks for coming.